Hello, everyone. I think we're just going to wait a minute. Sorry, I must first of all apologize. We had a slight technical issue with people getting onto our webinar. So I think we might just wait for 1 more minute or 2 minutes to see if anybody else is going to be joining. Yeah, again, so for those who have just joined us, and if you did have some issues getting onto our webinar this afternoon, we must apologize. These things happen. We had some technical issues, but they have been resolved now. So we will be continuing with our webinar shortly, but as you can imagine, there have been others who have tried to get onto the webinar, but unfortunately couldn't. So we are just going to give them 2 minutes or so to get on before we do continue. We've got a demo session, so we want to make sure that everybody who did register gets to see all the information that we're going to be providing today. So I can see the people are coming through now. So we'll just give it 1 more minute. Yeah, for those who've just joined, we must apologize. We had some technical issues with our webinar today, with people trying to log on. So we will continue shortly. So we are just waiting a minute or so for others to join us, and then we will begin the webinar. Just under a minute now, and then we shall proceed. Hopefully we're getting everybody coming through now, which is good. Okay, I think we're ready to proceed. So thank you everybody today, and good afternoon. Thank you for joining us again for another webinar from N Progression. It's been a while, but we are happy to be here again. So today's webinar will be focusing on what's new in Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management. So it's an overview of the latest features for version 10.0.41, which is the September 2024 release wave. So we'll begin with our agenda as per usual. So today we will focus on platform updates plans for 2024. What's new and changed, and we'll also have host a demo for you. Then at the end we'll have a Q&A session. So allow me to introduce our speakers today. As you can see, they're all here with me today. We've got Andrew, who is N Progression's Tech Lead Solutions Architect. We also have Peter, who's our Business Architect and Head of the ERP Department. And we have Nastasha, who will be constructing the demo with us today, and she is our consultant for Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management. So I'll hand it over to you, Andrew.
Hello, everyone, and thank you, John. Again, thank you for joining our today's session. So it's only 3 days until the general availability of the next release, Dynamics Supply Chain Management. According to the new release policy, Microsoft releases 4 updates over the year, and 2 of them are major ones. The upcoming release is denoted as a major. So the next major update will be released in the March next year. Let me go back to the upcoming update and briefly review the changes. We have highlighted the most promising improvements from our perspective, which are briefly described on our slides. So let's start with the inventory and logistic module. Feature number 1, enable quality control for goods in transit orders. Quality orders in supply chain management now support good in transit orders as a reference type. This allows users to start quality control for goods while they're in transit, helping to ensure better product quality during the process. Users can monitor existing quality orders and proceed with further actions directly from the goods in transit order form. This integration improves visibility and control over quality processes, allowing for a more proactive approach to maintaining and protecting product quality when importing goods using the landed cost module. The next feature, link transfer order lines with sales orders. So linking transfer orders with sales orders makes it easier to track the relationship between them and helps you manage your inventory more efficiently. This feature allows you to view transfer orders generated for a specific sales order line or the opposite. You can also add transfer lines to existing or new transfer orders and get a warning if you create multiple transfer orders for the same sales order line. Add transactions when recalculating weighted average. This feature can be useful if the include physical value in weighted average recalculation option is enabled in your system to include physical values in cost calculations. It allows you to control the inventory calculation process by choosing whether to exclude or include specific types of transactions as needed. This can help ensure report accuracy and regulation compliance for some regions. Additionally, this feature can help save time and increase efficiency by streamlining the recalculation process and reducing the need of manual intervention. Sync external change through inventory visibility. This feature enables real-time synchronization of inventory changes from external systems that work outside supply chain management. It ensures that any updates made outside the system are instantly reflected within Dynamics 365, maintaining accurate and up-to-date inventory levels. Track time series inventory in inventory visibility. This feature enables the inventory visibility service to import information about planned inbound and outbound inventory changes together with the related dates. Available to promise, it's called ATP functionality in inventory visibility. Can then query this time series based inventory changes and calculate your omnichannel ATP. External systems can query and retrieve this information from inventory visibility in near real time by calling its API. As a result, external system integrated with Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management can now access accurate and up-to-date inventory availability information. Trace goods through the supply chain. It's a new add-in for Dynamics 365 Supply Chain Management. It lets you collect business and industry-specific data across the product value chain, which can be used for regulation audits and compliance process. Traceability allows products and goods as they move through the supply chain and collects information about the provenance of inputs, supplier sourcing practices, and conversion processes. As a result, it helps you meet a wider range of business objectives, including efficiency, resilience, responsiveness, and sustainability. So the next part is the procurement and sourcing module. The feature number 7, choose whether to consolidate sales orders for direct deliveries, allows you to consolidate qualifying sales orders into a single purchase order when creating a direct delivery. You can control this behavior using the new Consolidate Sales Orders for Direct Delivery setting on the Delivery tab of the Procurement and Sourcing Parameters page. Approve purchase orders and requisitions from mobile device. Users can now manage the procurement approval process from their mobile devices, handling tasks such as approving, rejecting, delegating, or requesting changes to purchase order and requisitions. As there is a new approvals management mobile app, my colleague Nastasia will cover its features and provide a demonstration. So this concludes the feature that I would like to present at our webinar. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them in our chat. Now I would like to turn the floor over to Nastasia. So Nastasia, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Andrew. And hello, everyone. A big thank you to Andrew for a concise review of some of these new features and the enhancements coming in the release 10.41. This update includes many exciting additions, but we've picked one standout feature to showcase with a live demo. Today, we will be focusing on the approvals management application, as Andrew said. To start, I'll show you workflows in F&O, which are crucial for the approval process. Then the next step in my demonstration will be to show you purchase orders and purchase requisitions that I have specially prepared for this purpose. The main goal of using this feature is to significantly simplify the process and reduce the risk of errors when doing operations regarding approvals process. Once we covered everything within the F&O, we will dive into the approvals management application itself. We'll explore all the features related to the approval process and see what the app can do within our time frame. Let's get started and take a closer look inside F&O. Let me share my screen for a second. Okay, here we are in our F&O. As I already said, first we will discuss workflows. The ones that we are interested in are here in procurement and sourcing, in workflows. Okay, I made a few workflows, first one being purchase order workflow. So for this one, we have a condition that has to be met in order for the purchase order to need approval. That is, let's imagine we have like a problematic vendor and we don't want to purchase from them if we don't really have to. And this workflow is made for that. So it's made to demand approval when the vendor Acme Office Supplies is used. And then we have a purchase requisition review. Workflow, that one doesn't have any conditions, so all the requisitions will need approval. And then we have one more interesting one, purchase order line workflow. This one is made to demand approval when the currency is not USD. And since they are a little bit complicated to open and it can take time, I'm only going to show you this one. So let's take a look. Okay, this is the purchase order line workflow. If we go here and take a look at the basic settings of this step, here in the condition tab, we can see that we have condition that needs currency to not be in value USD in order for this step to happen. So as I said, it will demand when it is not USD. Okay, let's go back here. Next thing I want to show you is purchase orders I made for this demonstration. So let's go here in purchase orders. So I made a few of them and they are quite similar. So I will just show you important things. Let's say we go into this one. It has only 2 items, some quantities, prices, nothing too important. The important thing is that is made for the vendor Acme Office Supplies, which means it will need approval and we will be able to see it in the app. Okay, the next 2 are quite the same, and this one, as we can already see here, is that the currency is in euros, so we will need a line review for this one, and we will see that in the app. Next thing I want to show you is purchase requisition. Similar to the purchase orders, I only made the similar ones like the PR 011 and 012. I'll show you, for example, this one. They're similar, so it's not important. For this one, I have only 1 item here, also some quantity of it, price, nothing too important. But for this purchase requisition, for any purchase requisition, the approval process will be needed anyway. So no matter what is here, we will see it in the app. Okay, that's without further ado, let's go and take a look at the app itself. Okay, I have it open here. And note that I'm using this app on my desktop since it's easier to show you. But this is truly a mobile app, so you would use this on a mobile phone. Now let's begin with an app overview. Here we are on the home page, as you can see. And we have two categories, purchase orders and purchase requisition. Also, we have some filtering and sorting we could do. For example, here we can stay and apply the filter, and we will get only this one. Let's remove it for now. We can also do some sorting. Let's change it here. And as you can see, we did it. The app refreshes itself every 30 seconds, but we can also do that manually by clicking this button here. Okay, let's go into some purchase requisitions to see what we have. We also have normal filtering and sorting and refresh everything. And we have two purchase requisitions that I showed you in our F&O. One thing I want to show you here is this. When you click here, you could select any of them. You could also select all. And now you can do approval process. You can do all the operations under all of them. So it will be applied to everything that is selected. So let's say I want to approve both of them. I already saw them. I want to approve them. Let's click approve. Approve. I could have entered some comment, but not important. Okay, so as we can see, nothing here. We can come back to the home page or to purchase orders. Let's go home. We can see there is no purchase requisitions pending for approval now, but there are purchase orders. Let's click here. Okay, we have all the three of them that I wanted to show you. So for this one, let's see what we have. Okay, so here we have all the details we could want for making our decision. We have all of the lines. We can go into the line details, see all necessary information. We could see the timeline, everything. And we also can do all necessary operations. For example, let's say I've seen here we only have 5 of them and I wanted to there more. Let's request a change. Let's say get more. AI could rewrite it to be more nicely said, but we're not going to do that now. And let's say request change. It's not longer in our list because the change is requested. Okay, let's go to this one. Okay, for this one, let's say, oh, P50 is too much, maybe, or something is wrong. It might not be my job to do this. I will delegate this to someone else. I can write a comment if I want. And I would like to delegate to Vince. He's our manager, and it will be his job to do this. If I click delegate, Vince will get approval request in his app. But I will not see it in mine now. Okay, for this one, let's see what this has. Let's say I've seen something is wrong with it. I don't like it. I want to reject it. That's okay. Let's click reject. As always, comment is possible. Let's click reject. Okay, now we see there's nothing here, but let's click here. Oh, there's one more thing. As I told you, we will have to approve something that is not in USD. So this one is in euros, as I showed you. And let's say here, I can see, okay, I maybe want to reject it because this could have been done not in euros. I'll reject it. Not important. Now in our home, we have nothing for approval. Let's go into the F&O and see what happens. Let's go to purchase orders first. And as you can see, this one is rejected. No, just a second. Let me take a look. Seems to not be refreshing somehow. Let's see what happened with this one, for example. Sorry, I must have clicked something wrong. The main part is that the approval status should be reflected here. For example, for this one, we can make a change and resubmit it. Let's click on edit. And let's say, okay, I want like 7 of those. Import. Let's save it. Click here and now resubmit. I can write a comment, I do not have to click resubmit. And if we go to the approvals app, it will take time to reload, even with us reloading sometimes. Oh, it was fast this time. So I can see the purchase order waiting for approval here. Nice. Now I can click here and see, okay, now that is correct. Now I want to approve and click on approve. Nice, we did it. Coming back here, we can see all necessary statuses here. The one that we delegated is still in review. That doesn't mean it's in our review. It's in review for the person that we delegated. So that's why we don't see it in our approvals management, but he will. Then for the purchase requisitions, I'm not going to go and show you, but we approved both of them and they will be approved. The one we approved will also, here, it will be approved here, but it takes a bit of time. So I think that would be it for our short demo today. Hope you had fun as much as I had fun exploring this new app. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a great time. Bye.
Thank you,
Hello
Nastasia.
everyone, let me upload the presentation again, and we will share some more information about new features and enhancement Microsoft prepared for us. So one more time, thank you, Nastasia, for this stunning demonstration. It's actually very interesting, and I'd like to say application with a huge potential for development, and it will help to cut costs for own development. Because I know there are customers who develop their own approval application. And I will continue with an overview of the functionality that Microsoft has released. In this release, so I remind that this is the major release. So there are a lot of new features and enhancements, and the next area will be manufacturing and asset management. The first feature in this area I would like to share with you. It's decouple production registration from time and attendance. Production managers can now configure supply chain management to permit manager to skip the approval process for record work time where adjustment have been applied. This means that production managers can now end production orders without waiting for payroll managers to approve time and attendance. The next one will be a registered time spent working on project for production. This feature provides an effective way for workers to use the production flow execution interface to register their time directly without requiring workers to fill out a timesheet every time they start and stop working. I mean, when a worker is ready to start on a new project, they simply select the project from a list, and the system knows the time it was started. And when the worker registered the next activity, so the system registered the end of the previous one automatically with automatically stamp of time. And the last one for manufacturing and asset management, it's print work orders, document attachments. It's small enhancements, but it can be very useful in some cases. It lets you print work reports that include documents in PDF format attached to work order headers and work order lines as well. One more area to observe the new features and enhancements which Microsoft provided for us in 10.40 first release is warehouse management. And the first feature, announce returns in warehouse management only mode. This feature enables the handling of announced returns directly at the warehouse without needing advanced setup or notification, streamlining the returning process. This feature managing to improve efficiency by reducing the need for pre-authorization, speeding up return processing. It's also enhancing flexibility, allowing for handling unexpected returns, seamless, and also it's simplifying warehouse operations by integrating returns directly into the existing workflow. The next feature will be outbound shipment processing prices. We already talked about this feature during our previous webinar, actually, but now it's enabled by the default. There are also 3 enhancements which are available from this release. Microsoft added a new parameter to the custom label layout data source. This parameter can be used in label layouts in addition to values retrieved from table records, for example, to specify quantity of labels to print. Also, the dynamic printer selections allows to specific printer for each mobile device, and this is very useful and can help to reduce the risk of mixing up any documents and labels. And the last one enhancements for today is capability to execute the sales order pack and slip procedure as background batch tasks, which is triggered according to the data associated with warehouse loads. So this is it from my side. Thank you very much for your attention. And I'm giving the floor back to John. John, you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. Sorry, my apologies. No, thank you very much for that, Peter. I really appreciate that. And also thank you to Nastasha and Andrew. I must say, great presentation and also a great demo from Nastasha. I think it was very useful for us to understand the procurement and inventory scenarios as well, and also look at some of the new releases that's happening in Dynamics 365 Finance and Supply Chain Management. Okay, so additional resources. So as you can see on the slide there, you could scan the QR code if you'd like to get in contact with all of our speakers today. Once again, they've done a fantastic job. They're there to engage with you if you do want to have further discussions and understand a bit more about the latest release wave in Dynamics 365 F&SCM. And also just to go over some of the content of this webinar as well. And with all the updates that have been shown during this webinar. So yeah, feel free to scan the QR code. You've got access to it there, and you'll be able to engage with our speakers